Sharon from Be Divine Vintage. Wow, hasn't it put down some rain here? It's like, whoa, I think the floods are definitely on the way. I think some areas of the UK have been flooded, which is really, really sad. Right, we're going to finish this page today. This is where we left off. All I've done since we left off is done the little fairy, done her with diamond glaze, and put some glitter on the wings. It's May from Lilac Pages that introduced me to diamond glaze, and I absolutely love it. So just before we start, I have been asked about these beautiful papers that are in this book. I've been asked, you know, if there are any for sale. So, isn't it hard giving things, well, not giving things away, I'm going to sell these things, but it's still hard getting rid of things that you love so much. So I'm going to do just 5 packs for now. So there will be musical score in there, vintage musical score. So there's like 4 sheets there. They're still fastened together. I am going to include some of this Victorian. I can only put 1 sheet of this in because I don't have a lot of that. And if I'm doing 5 sets, so it's a sheet of this Victorian photograph album. There will be this is 1930s scrapbook paper. See, it's large, it's similar to an A3 size, and it's got some newspaper already on there. Just having a look if there's anything behind on that on this one. So all these papers are different sizes because of the age, and they didn't all work on A4. So I will sadly have to fold them. Here we go. I love this one with like the kings and queens of the trial of Lord Byron. There's Queen Elizabeth I. There's some great Mary Queen of Scots, Beau Brummel. There's some little newspaper bits. On the back of that is castles. A ride through London. So there's that one. There'll be this. So all the packs will vary slightly, but this is what you're going to virtually, well, you will get this, but it'll be different pieces of paper. So yeah, that's got animals. Then this is from, I think these are from the 1860s. Just have a look if we've got any dates, just to remind me. But yeah, I'm sure this is 1860s. There's quite a bit of ledger paper in there. That says 1903, that's been crossed out. So it could be the 1890s. So there's spaces to write on as well, you know, when you put these in your journals. So you wouldn't want to write on paper this old. So there's a little set of that, because I have got well, not loads, but I've got a few of these ledgers, but there's loads of paper in. Here with that is some, this is out of the huge book. I can see him sat at his thing, can't you? His, what would they call, like a lectern, doing his mathematics. So we've got like names, and we've got not full names and addresses. So we're not after anybody back from the 1947 this. We won't be chasing anyone for the money. It's just got sort of Rachel Anderson stock. So, and then the amount of monies that, I don't know, repayments. So I think it was somebody lending money, I don't know. So there's 2 of those. So all that comes in 1 pack. It's in my Etsy, and I will link it below. Once they've gone, they've gone. That's it. Right, let's get back to this. So we are making this look like this. And do you know, the more I look at this fairy, the more I think, do I actually need to do anything to that page? Because I actually like that behind. Oh, I've just noticed in Manchester. That's my town, my local city. I live in Bolton, just not far from Manchester. So yeah, we're going to finish off this to make it look like this. So what we're going to do. So we did this. I'll link the previous video. We've already done this. Cut out the heart. So now we're up to actually going to fasten the fairy in the middle. So I have got my needle here with some thread on it. I think I will have to re-thread for the bottom bit. And again, I'm using this crochet. This is some vintage crochet cotton. So what I did is I got my trusty stabber. If stabber's the right word. I don't stab anybody with it. Put my block behind. Then I sort of went up my block with some holes up to the top. I think this one's going to take 4 holes. That's what I did there. So then I got my string. Now, even though I actually might not pull the string to the knot, I just thought it looks good just to have a knot in. I think I'm rebelling. I'm rebelling against my mother, who said, or my teacher, Mrs. Johnson, sorry, who said I shouldn't have knots. So I mean, it's an act of rebellion from what, 48 years ago. Hey ho, we can rebel when we want, can't we? So we've got a knot. Where's our fairy gone? Well, there she is, hidden behind the block. So I'm also just going to pop a little hole. Oh, it's going to have to go in your head, fairy dear. There, right in the middle of her forehead. And I'm going to take this through like this. The knot is there, but I'm actually going to go through again. My on screen, yes. I have noticed in some of my previous videos I just sort of disappear off screen, but I'm trying not to. I've had so many subscribers while I've been doing this journal. It's been absolutely superb. I've had let's just line this up where we want it to go. I've had about 30 new subscribers. So I'm really pleased with that. It just gives you a great feeling that people, you know, like. I'm going through the same hole again because I'm going to not speak for a minute. Line that up where I want it. I'm going to sort of tie a knot, another one there where she hangs from. So then I'm going to go back through. In fact, I could tie it with that, couldn't I? Knots look good. I don't want it down there though. Yeah, so about, did I say what, 20 to 30 new subscribers. So it makes you think, wow, yeah, people do appreciate my work. I am a good artist. The last hole there. Have I got another one? Nope, that's it. So here I'm just going to go around there. Again, I'm going to tie another knot. Oh, she says, let's cut the cotton off. And tie another knot there. What I did to secure these knots and things is, particularly this one, because you don't want them coming undone, is I've got my fabric tack and I just put a little squidge on there. In fact, I could just glue that bit down there. Let's just have that bit dangling. So yeah, put the tiniest bit on there. Right, so then I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Now I think you may already know, I've got Children's Day nurseries in the UK, which I've worked with children for over 40 years. I've worked as a nurse and now running my own business. She says, however, I stepped back once from my business, but then I had to come, for one reason or another, I had to come back into it. So I'm stepping back again now So, hopefully. So I was in the garden. We have our lovely gardens, and we hang all sorts of things outside from the trees. And I noticed these bells. But look how shabby they've gone, you know, because they've been hung out there. They've been left out through the winter. So they've gone grungy. I don't even know what that is on there. It looks like glue, actually. So they've gone grungy. So these are the bells. Even the string, the hemp string they're on is grungy. So I'm going to fasten those to the bottom. Right, let's put some holes at the bottom. So I'm just going to do 1. I think I'll do 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to not put a hole at the bottom of the fairy. So yeah, so I'm like, oh, I'll take that. So my colleagues are like, Sharon, what are you doing with that? Why are you not putting it in the bin? I'm like, whoa, do never ever put anything like this in the bin on risk of being sacked forever. No, I wouldn't sack them, but you know, it's so important to me. Keep these little bits and pieces. Stitch that through again. Just do that knot. Right. Righty, I'm going to sit down now. So I'm going to come up through the sort of the bottom of the heart there. Ooh, love it. I'm going to go back round. Pull it, but not too tight, because you don't want to... This time I did this, I tore right through my heart. Well, not my own heart, but you know, my paper heart. So I'm just sort of stitching through the... Just through the knot, really, to... just to strengthen the knot. Right, there we are. I'll go down there. We're going to come up here. Oh, I've been on Instagram this morning. Oh, I love Instagram. I've suddenly gone Instagram mad. I mean, I love YouTube, watching different artists and things, but Instagram now has just drawn my attention. Right, I'm tying the knots again down at the bottom here. I've not cut my thread because I'm going to stitch the bells on. And I'm going to go back again through the knot, through the cotton, like that, just to secure it. Right, I'm going to get my bells. So my bells, here they are going to go sort of about here. I'd like them to be. So I'm going to go through the middle there and just stitch them in place initially. So I'm going to keep going through the cotton here. You see the cotton at where I've stitched through onto the paper? So I'm just going to keep going through there and just stitching these bells to secure them in place. Keep going through the cotton and through the string. Be careful you don't stab yourself. It's very important. I'm actually going to go back underneath and through the hole, just for some extra security. I'm going to go through again. We've got a lovely quiet house today. My son is in Berlin. My daughter is at a boyfriend's. My other daughter, my eldest, and her husband are down from Durham, but they've gone to see James's family. So everything is really quiet. So I am just going to sort of tie this off now. I'll just tie a knot. So it's just me and my hubby. So he said, shall we watch Shard Lake? Have you seen Shard Lake? I've not watched it yet, but I've read all of the books. Is it Sansom? I've read all those books and I love them. So, and then as an added bonus, Sean Bean plays Thomas Cromwell. So, ooh, I've liked him since his days in Sharp. Right, Fabri-Tac again. I'm just sitting down. And now I'm just going to secure all that. I'm going to just help it a little bit. Maybe, if this Fabri-Tac chooses to come out, there it is. So that is going to stick onto there. I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac on the top just to help it all. In fact, I am going to stick down that grungy glue, old glue. Right. So now all we need to do here is put the moss around, because I put moss around in the other book. So I've got some, this is the moss I want to use. This is my grungy moss. I don't want to use my really brightly coloured moss. That lovely? That lovely? Can you see that? You don't even have to put the moss round if you don't want to do, but I am. So what I did was I went round half of the book, not half of the book, that'd be a lot of moss, half of the heart, and put Fabri-Tac on the other side. Well, Steam Fair was a washout yesterday because of all the rain we've got. We actually got to the Steam Fair and I don't think even Wellington boots would have just got the moss. And I'm not being sparse with it, I'm putting it on because whatever doesn't want to stick on, as you know, will come off. So yeah, we went to the Steam Festival, Steam Fair. Even if you'd have had the longest Wellington boots in the world, I doubt they would have protected you from the mud. It was a shame, really. They wanted £12 each to go in, and we were like, no way. It's raining heavy, We'd taken walking shoes, but you really needed Wellington boots on because it would have come, there's a bit of lump of moss. It would have come right over the top of your Wellington boots, no doubt. So we sacked it off. My son and daughter, so that was in sort of central Lancashire, central to North Lancs. So my son and daughter my daughter and her husband, my daughter and son, are looking at moving back from Durham, back here. So we drove around, had a look at a couple of houses from the outside that they're interested in. And then we went to a pub and we had a few drinks. Then we came, my daughter was driving, so she wasn't drinking. She doesn't really drink anyway. We then just fixing this. I'm like, as I'm going round, I'm fixing it to the other side too. Can you see? So I'm clipping it to both, fixing it to both sides. So yeah, so then went to the pub, we had a couple of drinks, we came home and we played Scrabble. Jessica won both games, but she's a teacher, so we said that's why. And then we realised she was using a phone under the table to look up words. Whereas when we play, we never use a dictionary or anything. You've got to play it. Just got to play it. Right, so all that goes on there. And I literally will leave that alone now. That's just, what a lovely noise. There you go, can you see that? Let's stand up, how pretty that looks. Now when that is dry, I'll just sort of go around and pluck off any bits that want to come off. So I think that is absolutely beautiful. So I am going to just put this baking paper there and the other piece of baking paper that I've used there. That'll help squash it down too. Now I just want to come back to the front here. Let me just collect this moss together. Never throw my bits of moss away. Never throw anything away, as you will understand. Everything is safe. Right. So what I did, the book, the fairy story book that I made this book out of, was an Enid Blyton. So I went through the Enid Blyton book, 2 books because I've made 2 of these, and I went through and I printed off onto fabric these words, not words, little sayings out of the book. Once upon a time there lived in fairyland. It was a fairy with wings and a crown. It was a fairy called Bryony. Fairy wishes. She was polishing the beetles in the field. I love that. I'm the pixie piper, she said. Ah, there's the crooked castle, I'm sure. For everyone had fallen into the soft moss. There sat on a golden throne was Joan with her curly brown hair. So the quotes that I really liked. Oh, to the land of pretense she must go, and there, more truthful, she will grow. So in here I will put a little tribute to Enid Blyton for using these quotes. I printed on fabric. This is some vintage cotton. The last video I did, I put a link to how to print on the fabric. So on here, I thought I need to put a little quote. And I'm going to put, to the land of pretense she must go. Oh, hang on. I don't want it going crooked. So, there we go. I've just got myself 3 columns on my Word document and then printed off the sayings. And so they're all, that's how they're all in their own little columns. So I thought this was really good. Whoop. From the front of the journal. So that is going to go on there. To the land of pretense she must go, and there more truthful will grow. Now I will just, yep, take those bits off just to make a little bit of a fringe around. Now am I going to just put it on there? I'll actually like it there. Do I want it up there? I was thinking up there, but I actually like it there. So, do I want it to shabby it up? Yes, I do. So here was my brush I've been shabbying with. So it will have some, there we go, I knew it would have. Don't ask me what colour this is, because I've been using it. It'll have some black soot on, it'll have vintage paper, it'll have espresso on. So there we go. To the land of pretense she must go, and there more truthful she will grow. Do I want a little bit of something underneath it? Do I? Oh yeah, I think that'd look nice underneath it. In fact, will it go? Yes, it'll go up there then. So if I just, this is some of the, this is rust dyed chiffon. So I do like that actually. So if we put that there, let's just take that bit off. Ugh, it's not going to tear that. So if we put that there, and then we put that on top of it. Right, what I'm going to do now is, going to put a bit of glue on there. Not a lot, because I don't want the glue coming through. Going to stick that onto there. Stick it on. Does anybody watch Coronation Street? It's about the only thing I watch on TV. And, oh, it's building up. It's on every night this week. Yes, I'm going to get this. And I'm going to stitch it now. Let's tie a knot. Yes, Coronation Street is on. It's normally on three nights for an hour. But it's on 5 nights for half an hour this week. So, it's coming to like the climax of the big storyline. So, it's one of my guilty pleasures. I'm just going to stitch this on. I'm not being particular, as you can see. Just pull that through. Careful not to put my cotton. I don't want my cotton like over the words. So yeah, so it's some schools it's half term this week, which means children are off school for a week. So that's why my daughter's staying with us. I think James is going back to work, but she's staying with us for the week, so that'll be nice. So we'll be doing some bits and pieces together. Right, I'm going to run out, so I'm actually going to what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that off. Oh dear me, dear me, dearie me. I'm going to have to just glue that down, aren't I? Not a lot I can do for it. Run out. I think it'll make it look even more grungier. Oops, everything's jumping on it now. So stick that there. Then on the back of here, put my fabric tack. And put that on there. Oh, I love it. To the land of pretense she must go, and there more truthful she will grow. Right, so that's there. So inside here, go back to this. I want this little quote before I forget. So she stood in a beautiful woods, but I don't want that one. Adventure, for everyone had fallen into the soft moss. That's the one I wanted. So we'll just cut that there. Tear. Oops. Tear it. Careful not to tear your words off. Tear it. I'm going to just grunge this up a bit more. Not grunge. Make my edges a bit more frayed, that's the word. I'm going to do this. Get this. And I'm going to get a bit of black soot. I'm excited because in a minute I'm going to start decorating another page ready. Then to show you how I did it tomorrow. So Shard like will just have to wait another hour. So this I wanted on here. So where shall we put it? Could have done with putting it under the moss, couldn't I? It's just to lift the moss. Oh, let's make it a bit smaller. Before everyone had fallen into the soft moss. Right, it can go there. Just get a bit of this. Let's get a bit of this tattiness. It's a good thing with fabric tack. You can just come back and lift it for a little bit. It's a little bit more pliable. I'm not going to stitch this one because I'm not. You can stitch it if you want. that there. I'm going to put my words there. Oh, I'm going to have to print another sheet of these off from the other journal. For everyone had fallen into the soft moss. So now I'm just going to just peel that back. I should have put this on first, shouldn't I? I'm going to do this along the top. I'm going to bend that moss over. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. For everyone had fallen into the soft moss. Does that look good? So this is what I do now. I'll just go around and just sort of pull off any excess pieces. So if I get a little ball bit, don't really matter. The moss will do what it wants to do. That is it. That is finished. There we go. So I hope you like it, and I hope you join me again tomorrow. Sorry this has been a two-parter, but that's just how things turn out. So I'm going to just glue a bit of moss on there. I always say goodbye and then I say, well, actually, I'm just. I think my second name should just be I'm Just. Because I'm actually, not only am I just going to do that, but I'm actually going to stick some moss on there as well. How exciting. So I'm going to put that back in there because I've got damp glue. I've still got a little bit of damp glue in there. I'm going to close the book. I might even put a book on it just to squash that flat.